My name's James Richardson, and I like this movie. Legend, the story of the Kray twins, with Tom Hardy playing two lead roles, Reggie Kray and his brother Ron, who's a paranoid schizophrenic. So that's actually three. But Tom Hardy is one of those actors who seems to be getting everywhere at the moment, sort of a Hardy perennial. But after playing no character in his last film, it's good to see him getting two big roles to really flex his acting chops in, and he delivers some very nuanced performances too. His Reggie Kray is all roguish, streetwise charm and swagger. His Ronnie Kray wears glasses and is a genuine comic creation. A bit like Joe Pesci's character in Goodfellas, only played by Vic out of Vic and Bob. He's laugh-out-loud funny, wide-eyed and gurning, prone to bursts of wildly incongruous dialogue, and to popping round to his mum for tea and cake after a killing. Which brings us actually onto one of the film's dilemmas, whether playing a murderous psychopath for laughs is entirely appropriate. Now, as Ron himself might say, I was in two minds about this, but at the end of the day, it's not a history lesson. As the title, Legend itself suggests, this is actually a bit of a fable. Against the backdrop of a 60s East End that's so unglamorous, it's actually glamorous, this film is all sherbet lemons and fish and chips, trips up west, and circus music over fight scenes. The scamps. It's period, but it's also very fresh, and it pulls off the neat depiction of a London in the grip of two sets of gangsters, the Krays and the establishment, something which feels all too familiar 50 years on. The soundtrack is top-notch, as is the casting, a real spot the thesp treat this, with Eccleston and Bettany and Thewlist all popping up. As for John Sessions' cameo, well, if he was put on this earth for his Lord Boothby alone, and it is entirely possible, well, it's all been worth it. All in all then, I only really had one problem with this film, and that was the narration, a voiceover that in terms of emotional punch and power ranks right up there with somebody chatting in the seat behind you. It's a shame, because the rest of the film is so sure-footed, but it's not a deal breaker. Tom Hardy's gangster Thing 1 and Thing 2 is the kind of star turn that you buy a cinema ticket for. The most violently entertaining Krays on film since Happy Slapping. I'm going to give this a fat 7 out of 10.